And you know, you have to say, leading into this Euro Cup season, it's possibly one of the tightest, most competitive Euro Cups we'll have seen in Quake Live.
I am so excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to understate it. It's going to be the most competitive. Now, it's not necessarily got the most talent in it compared to what we've seen in the past, but you know, without these super teams containing, you know, all-star lineups, you know, that's raised the level of competitiveness, and we're going to see some amazing games. And it's going to be so hard to call, I think, who's going to win this Euro Cup.
Yeah, I mean, we can look at the teams involved now. If I go onto the stream, we've got Four Kings Gaming Royalty. Of course, a very traditional name. A lot of people watching will know Four Kings from many different games in the past, and they still exist in at least this regard. Four Kings have been absolutely dominant in Quake Live. Pretty much won every single tournament they entered online for the last 3 years, is it? Maybe they lost a couple. They lost to Fnatic one, and
but it's not the Four Kings of old. It's not the Four Kings that, you know, basically was an all-star lineup of players like Brycer, Zik, Verbalizer, DK. It's not that lineup anymore. They're the lineup that won them so many online events. And with no Reason Gaming, no whole win in this Euro Cup, it's hard to pick a winner from the 12 teams that will be playing in it.
Zentorium representing Finland there. Always an active team, a lot of good players, great team play.
And with the addition of Wins to their lineup, who we saw playing just now in the Nations Cup final, that's going to be a team to reckon with.
Coma from France, they have been one of the up-and-coming teams for quite a while now. Started off in a lower division, they've worked their way up. Some really good talent coming up through that team.
Yeah, and they've had some big wins. I mean, they've beaten Zentorium recently in one of those ESL one-day cups.
With Wins playing, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Cito, representing Italy, and of course most of them are in the Italian national team, which should come third in the Clan-Based Nations Cup tournament that we just saw the final of. So Cito going to be one of those really strong outfits that I expect to do especially well for.
Yeah, and they're going into this Euro Cup well practiced, aren't they, having just finished third in Nations Cup. So things are looking good for them.
Dioxide, that's mostly Polish players there. Avec, part of Envor.
Yeah, Alpha Omega, the only regular non-Polish player for them, but very strong as well. And Avec at the moment is such an active player that, you know, when he's playing actively, he is one of the absolute best to watch and one of the most dangerous players to play against. You know, his aggressive play style in TDM, I mean, when his team are, you know, advantaged on the map, he'll look to press that advantage, and you know, if you can't deal with him, all of a sudden the frag difference is going to swing heavily in their favour.
From Russia, Deliberate Murder.
Yeah, again, strong team. Russia not maybe performing as well as they wanted to in the Nations Cup, but Deliberate Murder extremely good in TDM. Players like Pavel, even with high ping, they tend to dominate games, and you know, we see some really good stuff from them. Great team play, and especially on maps like DM20, they are extremely hard to beat on.
Yeah, if you're a regular viewer of, say, the Zotac Cups every Sunday, the Quake Live Duel, then you'll have seen Pavel pretty high up in the standings of that quite often with some amazing play, and he's a good TDMer as well. So they're a very strong outfit, of course, representing their nation in this last tournament. It caused a bit of controversy with the lineup because there's supposed to be limits on the amount of players you can have from one clan.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate that rule, I think, but
so
whatever, you have to deal with it.
Team Mama says from Slovenia. I think there's quite a cross-section of European players in Mama.
Yeah, and they've had some really good results recently. They won, I think it was the first ESL
Activity Matters Cup, yeah, a couple of weeks ago. So
good performances in that.
Action League, Swedish outfit there.
Yeah, they're a bit of a up and down team at the moment, I think, because when they've got their best lineup, they're extremely strong, but they sometimes seem to put out slightly weaker lineups, and we saw in one of the ESL Activity Matters Cups, they kind of got dominated in one of their games, and kind of didn't even play the game out. But with their best lineup, they are certainly contenders.
Neutralizers, another apparently Swedish lineup, although again a mix all across Europe. Again, it's so hard because you're just like, this is a good team, this is a good team.
Well, they're going to feature Noctis in their team, aren't they?
Apparently so.
Not sure how active Noctis is, but you know that if he's playing regularly, he is potentially the best TDM player in the game. Very
intelligent player, of course. Even so, it's such an intelligent player and great technical ability that he was a really strong dueler as well, despite apparently not enjoying it in the slightest. So,
yeah.
Neutralizers, one to watch. They've been up and coming for quite a while. And play of Sweden, Puri's team, who we just saw in the Nations Cup final. Then,
Puri and obviously Senti from the game we just watched will be in that lineup. I think his team is mostly consisting of Quake 2 players, isn't it? That he used to play with all those years ago in Quake 2.
It is indeed. So, from the qualifiers, of course, Immune, our team, don't want to mention it again, lost to Skills last night. So Skills are already in Ukrainian outfit, therefore.
Well, that is basically the Ukraine national team as well, and they come fourth in this previous Nations Cup, so they will look to compete well in Euro Cup. I think they can do well in it.
And so, yeah, that just leaves this one spot remaining, District 9 and Lemmings Effect, the Spanish team, District 9, and Lemmings Effect representing Croatia. That's the game we're just about to cover in about 10 minutes' time. I'll just check how the server's coming along. No information yet. None of the players in the channel even.
That's not a good sign,
That
is
it? Not a good sign. So, anyway, I'm just going to have to go and get a drink quickly.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I'm off to get one as well.
So I'll just leave you with our great scrolling text for like 2 minutes.
And Disrepute's amazing choice in awful music.
Awful music? Cheek of it. I don't know. I think I've got good taste in music. The music kind of suits the game sort of world that we're covering, I think. Personally, that's just my... Not necessarily the music I'd generally listen to. I think it suits it quite well, though. I think this is chip tunes, or chip music. So 8-bit style game type music. I downloaded like 5 tracks or something. That's why it's just repeating over and over. I've got to download more. Remind me, everybody. But, yep. I'm just going to leave you with an ad, and then I'll be back in a couple of minutes' time.
So you're looking at their dis?
I'm sorry, what did you say, Vor?
Just wondering what you're doing now on stream.
I'm just having a look at some of the stats from yesterday. Very interesting.
It tells you first and last frag. That is interesting.
Oh, does it? Where does it say that?
At the top, first frag, Vendigo. Last frag, Ozo.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. That's good, isn't it? Oh, look, frags. Okay, oh, this is just the same thing as the site. This is a really great site, guys. Go and look at it. I mean, we've got all these tournaments going back. This is just the qualifiers of this cup, so the first game from last night for this cup we're just about to cover. But look how this goes back. The Asus LAN, Republic of Gamers, Clan Base, Euro Cup, Nations Cup, Open Cup, DreamHack Summer, House of Quake, Impressive Gaming League, G Sports. Just so much stuff, so many stats. And these are for individual tournaments. Now, we talk about QLranks.com as well, and that's like a general ranking overall of all the games played. Whereas this is very specific to tournaments, just takes tournament games. So it's a lot more accurate in terms of the competitive scene. It doesn't rank the players in the same way, though.
But it certainly allows you to see, you know, on a tournament by tournament basis at least, who is playing the best in certain categories.
So yeah, the match coming up in about 7 minutes.
Any sign of the players this? I mean...
Yeah, when looking in the Clanbase channel, this is something Clanbase has done for years, give you an IRC match channel. And Shackle has actually turned up for D9, so D9 are represented.
Well, we know LE must be around. I mean, they've been practicing the last... Yeah, they've been practicing the last few days. We've seen them practicing. We've played against them in practices, and they're definitely around and ready for this match.
We have indeed. I tell you what, why don't we just have a look at some of the servers that are going on. What's going on over here? Neutralizers, going to prac, are they? Oh, D9 there. They're on a server. I can see them all. Dabra, Crus, Shackle, QK and Centennier. So I don't see Pony there. MP on the server there. Must be a pickup. Let's I tell you what, Vor, why don't we have a look at what was I going to look at? Some of the rules for this league. I just wanted to establish. So the map list. Why don't you just remind us of the map list, Vor?
Oh wow, I actually don't even know off the top of my head. I better go and have a look, hadn't I? Of course, there was a vote for what would round off the map list. It ended up being a vote between the map Retribution and Deep Inside, and, well, I'm sure everyone will agree, unfortunately, Deep Inside was the winner of that vote. So that makes the map list for this season of Euro Cup. That's going to be Deep Inside, Dreadful Place, Grim Dungeons, Hidden Fortress and Purgatory. 5-map pool. It will be a pick system, so teams are allowed to pick their map rather than go through elimination systems we've had in the past, which allowed teams to avoid playing certain maps. I guess it's an alright map pool, but I'm sure me and you, Dis, we'd love to see Deep Inside replaced by, well, pretty much anything.
Yeah, that's just our personal preference, and generally it is one of the least played maps in Quake Live, but it's still a good traditional TDM map.
Oh, whoa, wait a second. I'm seeing something in the chat that I'm not really happy about.
Something in the chat. Let's go to the chat.
Retribution, worst map ever?
No.
Are you kidding? It's one of the all-time classic Quake 3 maps.
Yeah. Retribution is such a classic quality map. While we've got everybody here on stream, if you are... I'm not going to say new to TDM, but say you've been playing TDM a little while, maybe you're in a lower division or something, or maybe you're just interested in understanding, thinking, learning about the strategy of Quake Live Team Deathmatch, then on our YouTube channel we do actually have some map guides, a series we're doing, and as you can tell we are able to talk quite a lot, so they're quite long guides, and we kind of just did it without any editing or anything like that, just in one go. But you can go to our YouTube channel and watch some of those guides for the different maps for.
Exactly, check those out. I mean, they are fairly comprehensive without obviously going into insane levels of detail, because I mean we could do 7 or 8 hour guides for each map pretty much.
Yeah, I mean some of these are a bit ridiculously long anyway. The Purgatory one's not too bad, about an hour and a half.
They're more of an open discussion on like kind of the mindset maybe you want to have when thinking about playing the map, rather than specifically telling you exactly how to play a map, because you know we have to, you know, you have to think that different teams have different strengths, and you have to play to your strengths on every map. So what might work for one team doesn't work for another,
yeah,
you know, on a map. So you know, we just try and help players who are new to the game kind of develop the thought process of thinking about how they want to play each map.
So the latest one was Purgatory. Of course, we saw that map played earlier. Some of the tactics we saw executed just then. Grim Dungeons, that's a very tactical map. We could have gone on for way longer than we did. Went on for about 2 hours 20 minutes on that one. You can see with the 3 videos. If you've got a bit of time to kill.
Yeah, if you've got nothing else to do.
If you've got nothing in your life, if you have nothing worth living for, then you can
fill it up with Quake.
Yeah, fill it up with Quake. Dreadful Place. Haven't seen that played tonight yet, but I think there's a strong possibility we might do. Hidden Fortress, we did see that earlier. Enjoy that map, of course. And Retribution, the map that people are saying is a terrible map. Got an hour and a half on that, which I have to disagree. It isn't a terrible map, it's a brilliant map. Why don't we watch a bit now? In fact, I'm going to mute it though, because I don't want to hear myself. And look, you can tell it's us because I've got the same background. How original. Let's skip along a little bit. So we've got Vor, look. This is Vor, look how famous he is. He's got his name up in lights. And he's just running around on Retribution, talking about rail angles, etc. Let's just skip along a little bit. Oh look, we're looking at ammo boxes. That's a pretty exciting bit of the video. And the teleporter. Of course you can look through this teleporter.
Oh yeah, that's fascinating. That's really fascinating, this.
Yeah, this isn't really selling the video, is it? Because you're not moving around much. But basically...
Wow, look how ugly that game looks. I mean, if you base quality of gameplay purely on graphics, then you're just going to miss out on so many good games, past and present.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing about the graphics, Quake Live can look pretty good on certain maps, the newer maps. This is quite an old map. And we play with this kind of... most players will play with what is called pick map. It's like a low graphic setting, so it's very clear. You can see your opponents very quickly. So this is how most of the players view the game. If you put up high quality graphics, on some maps it can look pretty good. In fact, if I go to levelupyourgame.net and I go to the news items where I paste it, you can see actually the maps, when they got full graphics on, look pretty sweet, some of them. They got little glowing stars there on Dreadful Place, and I did these really artistic images. Aren't they beautiful? Look at that Hidden Fortress. Did a great job.
You did a pretty good job there.
Well, I'm a photographer or what?
Doesn't have all the pointless crap that you see in a Battlefield 3 map, but, you know, it looks alright.
Yeah.
And the gameplay is maybe 10,000 times superior, so, you know, what do you go for? Better gameplay or just some fancy graphics that get replaced a year later by the next game in the same series?
Yeah. So just remember, Quake is like a classic game. It's the most intense game out there in terms of first-person shooters, the highest level of skill, I'd say, and it gives a great skill set across the board. In fact, if you want to be a better player in any other shooter out there, Quake is one of the best games to build up a skill set in that will apply across the board for.